You allow that hate. Someone cuts you off. You don't hate it. You're like, oh boy, now you drop. You're allowing that, even though you're alive, even though you're fine. You didn't go off the road, but now you are consumed with anger and revenge.
Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer.
Jim Breuer.
Hey, this is Jim Brewer.
All right, so I was in Michigan on a lake with some great people that had me there vacation, and they were like, "Oh my God, Trump got shot," and so I go in and I'm watching, and I'm like, I don't even know what's going on anymore. This is what I'll say. People were going to say whatever they say. They're going to say, if they hate him, they're gonna, whatever. Here's where I think we're just at in life in general. I feel like we're at a time in life with everyone where you're either consumed with pure hatred, and your hatred towards whatever, a human being, a politician, a team, all that. I feel that all of humanity, not just here, has to really start checking yourselves. We got to start checking ourselves. If you are posting or feeling, wow, I wish they shot him. I'm sorry, but you are consumed with pure hatred. And where we're at, not only as a society, the whole world, I feel like there's this big change coming. And the change is going to be, you're either going to find love, or you're going to allow, because hate, you allow hate. You stare at a screen, or you listen to a radio, or you watch the channels, or you pick up your phone, and this all feeds your emotions. It's like watching Star Wars. It's really no different. When the Sith is feels your hate, he's going, yes. He's getting off on it. Yeah. Yes. Use that hate. Use that energy. Hate is energy. That energy consumes you. You allow it. You allow that hate. Someone cuts you off. You don't hate it. You're like, oh boy, now you drop. You're allowing that, even though you're alive, even though you're fine. You didn't go off the road, but now you are consumed with anger and revenge. And I saw videos, comments, and when you're at this point in society, when you are hoping someone gets shot because you don't like them, you have officially entered the hate that consumes you, that owns you, and you better get control of that real quick, because you're allowing it. You turn it. You got the power to turn it off. You got the power to turn this. So you got the power to walk away, but you choose to allow it to consume your life. And you are creating your own dangerous demon monster. Now, I'm not telling you should like him or like whoever, but I'm saying I'm not, I don't, I can honestly say I had two disturbing instances in my life. One was very uh, intense for me, and that's the only time I honestly went dark and was kind of hoping something would happen to that individual because it infiltrated my family. But for you to, there's a guy on stage, Jack Black guy is on stage in a concert, and he says, "The next time, make sure you get the shot, kill whatever he said." I don't know exact words, but make sure next time, make sure you get him. Like what? And what are you thinking? We have dehumanized everything. We've dehumanized everything. I feel like we're in a stage in life where you're either going to allow love, understanding, uh, compassion, or you're going to allow hate and anger. And that's going to drive your decisions, and it's also going to drive your health. By the way, we're going to get to something really beautiful that I think is going to be extremely helpful to all of you. All of you. And this is what we have to start getting back to in life. I'm trying to say it on stage when I tour. Um, it's we're all victims. Every single one of us are victims of a psychological war. Now you can pretend you're smart as you want to be. I hear a lot of people say, I'm smart, and your self-righteousness does not make you a well-rounded human being that can think for itself. It doesn't. Your pride this, pride that. That's a very reckless thought process, because you're not pride is not something to be super excited about. Sorry, I hate to bust your bubble. Love, yes, not lust. Big difference between lust and love. Big difference. We're doing something kind of different today. We're doing something kind of cool. We're 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 basically taking questions from you, the listener, you, the viewer, you, whoever it is. Maybe you're not even real. Maybe I'm just talking to AI audience, and they fib to you. Do you ever think they could do that? See, that's the crazy conspiracy. That's the crazy guy. We can't let the crazy guy. Why'd you let the crazy guy out? I don't want to talk to the crazy guy.
This is at Pick by DJ on Instagram asks, what is your favorite memory on tour?
Ooh. See, that's the reason why I have a tough time with that is because, and he's not like, I instantly go, is that every single tour? Is that touring since I had tours way back from 95 to last week? It was me and Sib. Is it me and Sib? Is it when I was oof. What would you think that is, Mike? Do you think that's?
I would say it's very general to your entire career, I would assume.
I guess so too. That's how I would say it.
Yeah.
Then I'd have to say I'd have to honestly say touring in England and Scotland with and we had him on the show, Keith Robinson and dude, Tony Woods. I got to get Tony Woods in. Tony Woods, me, Keith Robinson, John Manfilati, Scott LaRose. We would laugh so, like every day was a completely different adventure, ball busting like nobody's ever put up with. If you had an ounce of an ego, you got me. We would just take out. We would take out the electric the saws and just chop your legs out. Just relentless for hours. For hours. It was so much fun. So many memories. So many laughs. Oh my gosh. There was the those God, there's so many. There's so many. There's times I also honestly loved when I used to tour with Jimmy Shaka and my friend Larry and this guy Paul Bond. And my nephew was on the tour, and we'd have a bus, and we'd go on this bus tour. And before every show, we'd have a sound check. And during the sound check, because I wanted to be a front man for a band, we would literally jam for a half hour to 40 minutes doing like songs and jam songs. And we would just have fun jamming. That was probably some of my favorite times ever, too. And everywhere we went, oh my God, we go on the back of the bus and we do the mosh pits. We would mosh every single night in the back of this tour bus. That was the greatest time. It was me and my best friends. It was me, Jimmy Shaka, Larry Schneidmuller, and Paul Bond, and we'd be in the back of the bus blasting like you couldn't play it loud enough. The System of a Down. System of a Down. Wake up! Wake up! You want to? You want to? And I'm thinking we'd go from one song to the other song. But dude, listen to what he says on this song. It was science has failed the world. Oh my God. Lars Ulrich is in the back of the bus of Metallica. I pick him up. I flop him down. He wanted to mosh. Lars, yes, one of the metal gods. Dude, I'm coming on the bus and I'm coming on the back of the bus and let's hang out all night, huh? Lars's face is up against mine singing Sugar by System of a Down. Sugar. And he got too close to my face. He got too close. I picked him up. I slammed him down. My friend Larry jumped on top of him. We almost ended Metallica. I almost ended that band's existence on the back of my tour bus, moshing with Lars Ulrich. And boy, fans would have been pissed. There were so many. Oh my gosh. We sang God Bless America in St. Louis, Missouri. And I know my friend Larry has it somewhere. Gosh, let's see if Larry will pick up right now. And we're staying at we're staying at a hotel across the street from the club. And I want to say it was like something in St. Louis, something the Blues or whatever. And we finished the gig and the bar's like, you guys are so much fun. Can you stay? And we'll keep the bar open. We hung out all night. And at the end of the night, me, Larry, my nephew, Jimmy Shaka, we got arm in arm, Paul Bond, we're going, God bless America. And people like, shut up. Shut up. We were howling. Just a bunch of dummies. Oh my God, it was such a great time. And that's another thing. We played Nerf ball everywhere. Everywhere we went. We played Nerf ball. We were non-stop. Yeah, that was Oh my God. The first night of that tour, we're playing the House of Blues in Los Angeles on Sunset Strip. And we're staying at I think it's the Hyatt. And it's right next door to the Comedy Store Comedy Club. And while we're there, um, you literally, you see pimps. You name the circus that was out on the street below us. And the Hyatt has balconies, so we're on the balcony, and there's a cowboy bar next door. You have all the entertainment you want. Back then, just a little hanging out, and a fight breaks out. So we look down below, and these two bananas are fighting. Who knows? They're wasted. They're loud. They're screaming at each other. And it's really late. So people, like, we're maybe on the 14th floor. I don't even know if it's that high. It seemed like the 14th. I could have been on the 4th floor. I don't know how high it is. But we were way up there. And all I remember is we started singing from our balcony. This is the night before the tour started. And we're all singing, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And he's like, oh, yeah. And he's yelling, oh, you son of a bitch, I come up there and I'll kill you. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. I dare you to come down here. And the more we'd sing it, the crazier. They're like, I swear to God, shut your face. While he's saying that, the other guy hits him, and then they start fighting again. Oh my God, we were howling. But then people above us you just started seeing cups, dishes, half-eaten cheeseburgers. You saw like a baby stroller. Everyone started throwing things at him. And we're like, hey, don't throw things. Sing with us. We had the entire Hyatt and people across the street singing, if you're happy, and clapping. Those are probably some of my favorite times ever on the road. That's there's many, many more. I could probably do a whole podcast on that. So, whew, wow, good question. I didn't think I'd answer it like that. I didn't think I'd have, at first I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I remember. All right. So I did a documentary years ago with my father. It's called More Than Me. You can find it. Just look it up. Jim Breuer, More Than Me. I'm not making money off it. I don't want money off it. And I said it when I made it. I'm not looking, because the guys that helped me make it were like, oh, we got to get in this film festival and that film festival and blah, blah, blah. And nobody took it. I think I got one in like Montreal. The Montreal Comedy Festival put it in there. And like one other one in California. But it was meant to help people. So many people with this situation. And it hits a lot of things in the movie. So originally, my dad was hilarious. He was hilarious. Dark, dry humor. I loved him to death. He was adorable. Great guy. And when I would bring him on the road, and I bring him on the road all the time. One of the first road gigs I ever did, I brought my dad. We went to Knoxville, Tennessee. Played it like at a Holiday Inn. All I remember, it's like a Bally's fitness center was next door. And so I brought my dad all the time. That wasn't the only time I brought him. But I also knew he was coming towards the end of his life, and he wasn't going to be able to travel a lot more. So I asked these camera guys to come along, like guys that I've known for a while. And I said, will you come along, capture a lot of my dad, because he's the funny one. And originally I was just going to do a blog of the whole thing. I was just going to blog it and make little blogs and make little videos for my website at the time. And then after we came back, maybe, I don't remember the timeline, this guy, Billy Philbin, and his partner, he said, hey, man, we got a really deep, incredible movie here. I went, a movie? Because, yeah, it's a document. I said, he goes, can I present it to you? Sure, if you want, but I'm telling you, we're going to see a movie. And he sat me down, and we watched it. I watched it as if it wasn't me and it wasn't my father, and I could not believe the emotions of what was put together. And then we summed it up with some interviewing me and stuff like that, and I try to make it as raw and real as possible because I like raw and real because I think we as a society need to see that more rather than the well polished Hollywoody pretty looking thing. I think we're done with that. I'm done with it. I want to see real stuff, real life. So and that led to a beautiful thing, and I really wanted to show people and help people, and I cannot express enough the amount out of all the stand up I do. I toured with Metallica, do a movie, whatever I've done. Nothing makes me feel better because, and it's not for me. It's not like I feel, look what I did. It's thank God I'm doing, we'll say God, what God wants me to do through his eyes, through his way, using me with the talent he blessed me with. So this guy writes me, this guy George. George and he said podcast holding dad. I guess we did that here. I don't know. Did we do that in the podcast? I don't remember if I talked about, well, actually I wrote that holding dad so I'd remember. Dear Mr. Breuer, I'm writing to you and adding to your arsenal of validation of positive difference you encourage in the lives of your listeners. I was living in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, when my father took ill in Southern California. I made a commitment to ensure the best quality of life for him as best as I could for as long as needed. I moved him in with me in 2004. I moved to Northern Nevada 2016, and he chose to stay in Davie, Florida. I managed for him mostly remotely. I provided him with in-home care, lodging, and the like. I visited often. I saw your documentary more than me, and I was resolved to be there for him in the end. He took a downturn in the fall of 2022. We relocated him to live with a cousin outside of Atlanta, Georgia, billed as an assistant living venue. I can relate. My mom was part of it. It turned out to be an unsafe environment for him. And in April of 2023, I secured a newly refurbished, disabled, compliant, low-income apartment here in Winnemucco, I hope I'm saying it right, Nevada. I flew out to Georgia, rented a U-Haul, got him out there to Nevada. He took residence May 2nd, 2023. He loved it here and made many friends who took him in right away. He called his apartment Taj Mahal. He was quite ill, so many trips to the emergency room, many poopy pants. I can relate to that. Were changed and cleaned up. Late January 2024. Oh, wow. So that was okay. That was this year. He went into cardiac shock. We flew him to Reno, Nevada, where he was sedated, intubated. All they would offer is comfort care. I outfitted his apartment with hospice care, arranged gurney transport for him back to the Taj Mahal. He arrived Monday, February 12th, passed away Wednesday, February 14th, 6:15 p.m. I read scripture to him, held his hand all the way to the last breath. I thought often of your experience and how you were not afraid. And I knew I would not regret this, just as you said. You're being open, transparent, and honest. And that's what we all need. Open, transparent, and honest. We all have our issues. gave me the encouragement to be steadfast and unwavering in my commitment to be there for my dad, whatever the cost. I even shut down my bakery to care for him. I apologize for the long windiness, but I feel some background needed to be attributed. I just want to say thank you for this and the awareness awakening your Breuniverse and Bunker podcast are producing. Those are the things that are going to help us. I love what he wrote right here. These are the things that are going to help us all. Can we all start to be open? Can we all start to be transparent? And can we all just, for Christ's sake, be honest, no matter how much it hurts? Not mean, just honest. I did get to hold my dad. It was the greatest thing in the world. I highly suggest it if you have anyone that's passing. I know it's extremely hard. Everyone handles it in different manners. It's extremely hard. But I will tell you, it's such a deep soul connection when you're able to be there if you have that opportunity. Not many of us have the opportunity. So I want you to understand, for those who don't have the opportunity, they're left with so many questions. It's if you have the opportunity to be someone to the end, I'm telling you, do it. Play the music. Talk to them the way I'm talking to you. And I'll tell you this, whether my dad looked like he was in a coma, didn't hear anything. He wasn't speaking. He was just laying there. I had him in the house. I was doing all the stuff with great pleasure, playing music, and I wouldn't leave his side. And people were coming over the house, and I kept telling him, "Hey, man, don't think you're leaving alone. As long as I'm here, I'm holding you. We're doing this together." And this sneaky bastard, at one point, my nephew came over, who was close to him, and he's like, geez, you smell, Uncle Jimmy, you smell. My God, your beard. Like, I was growing hair. I smelled. Take a shower. My wife's like, yeah, take a shower. And as I was taking the shower, and I told my dad, was just laying there. I said, now listen, I'm going upstairs. And he's sitting there like this. Okay? He just said, we're coming to the end. I said, don't try to sneak away while I'm just taking a shower, Dad. Don't try to sneak away on me. We're doing this together. And I jumped in the shower, and just as I was finishing, and I did it as fast as I could. That was the fastest shower I ever took in my life. And I did it as quick as I could. And my youngest daughter came running up, who was also very close. And she was like, hey, I think Grandpa's waking up. But I also knew what that meant. The nurses told me, don't get excited if there's a last energy or they open their eyes or whatever. That's just the body's final jolt. And it's weird. The breathing sounds weird. It's a lot of weird things. I'm not going to lie to you. It's if you're prepared, the breathing sounds bizarre and all that stuff. And I went running downstairs, and sure enough, he was coming into the end. His eyes were out, and got in there, straddled him, held him. And now here's the other thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay. When the last breath went out, it came, it was like, oh. But the freaky part was about 10 seconds later, he took another gasp, and that freaked. I was like, ah! Ah! Now, as a joke on stage, that happened maybe 2 other times, if I remember correctly. Now, as a joke on stage, I say, "Okay, that's it. Get the pillow," and just I can't handle this. He's going anyway. He's going anyway. I can't. I'm not doing this for the next 10 minutes. My heart's gonna. I can't. It's gonna give me a heart. I can't do this. But it was peaceful. It was incredible, and that's all I ever asked God, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a church guy. I'm not a religious guy. I have God in here. I have God in here. My wife and I talked about this. We go back and forth at the Bible, and I'm like, I don't believe all of it. Sorry, I'm not saying I condemn it or whatever. I just, I don't. Why do we have to debate that? Why? If we all have our personal relationship, don't worry about all that. It was so peaceful. It was so powerful. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And you know, we and I highly suggest if you have that chance, do it. Whether it's your child, whether it's a friend, maybe you can help a friend. And I'll tell you what, my daughter was there. My youngest daughter was there, Dory. I'll tell you, you make an example. She watched that, and I don't know how she'll act when she gets older and if there's a situation that she's in. But I will tell you this. She sent me a text a year later that just dropped me to my knees. I can't get all emotional now and read it, but it was when you do those things, those go much further than you can ever imagine. They go further in your heart. They go further in your soul. Other people see you. You give them encouragement. You give them inspiration. You teach them life. That's life. That's school. That's the real education. Not, I got a lot of money. That guy ain't gonna be there. I shouldn't say that, but if I had to put money on it, he ain't gonna do things like that. He'll just pay for it. And again, I'm not saying you're wrong if you do that. It's not easy. It's not easy. I was listening to my friends the other day, and they're both their parents. Both their parents are getting to that stage, and they do nothing but complain. Oh, she's a this and it, but here they are flying everywhere, and they already got tons of money, but they're out there chasing more money. God forbid you stop the world for a little bit to care for a human being that was there your whole life. These are the things we got to get back to. What's more important in life? Teaching one another how to lift each other up, how to care in the worst times of our lives, how to nurture one another, or stare at a tube, hating a man you never met, listening to the news channel that's feeding your emotions and they're so, quote, reputable and, quote, trustworthy as they are paid to hate and spread hate. Please start acknowledging these monsters. They're monsters. They're monsters. Most of these channels on television, monsters. And I cannot you cannot underestimate what I'm saying. if they can come in, grab your child, and send them to a war that you don't know anything about, they've done it, and they'll continue to do it, and they'll try to con you into it. That's disgusting. That's vile. They're monsters. We're controlled by freaking monsters. Start facing and acknowledging the monsters. Start acknowledging your energy. Are you allowing hate to fill your soul? Or are you allowing love to fill your soul? Not lust. Love. Love or hate. I'll leave that decision up to you. This is what excites me. This is what inspires me. I've been making some videos. They'll be coming out soon. I'm going to be doing live stuff that hopefully will be inspiring to all. Hopefully it can help a lot of people. I think a lot of people that say, I'm not religious, but it's really going to affect you. Because a lot of people are leery of churches and they're leery of whatever. Like I told my wife, I'm sorry, I don't. And people get so upset. Like, I'm sorry, I don't buy a lot of it. I don't buy it was a virgin. I don't buy he was walking on water. I just can I accept the beauty of and I even say, like, what would God say? What would God do in this situation? What would Jesus, if you want to be, what would Jesus do in this situation? I don't need to know whether they walked on water and fight about that and fight. That's all to me unnecessary. It's unnecessary. And it's another way to divide. You need to do that and understand, or else it, no. Because I haven't. I talk to him on my time. I'm not saying I haven't listened. I'm not saying I denounce. I'm not saying certain people are bad or cons or anything. All I'm saying is it's all designed inside you. I can say that for a fact. I experience it. I feel it. And I know millions of you do too. You feel it when you're quiet, silent. Don't ask things for you. Just ask, what can I do? Show me the way and allow it to happen. Allow it to happen. Not easy in this crazy world with phones and news and programs and the great entertainment. Yes, sire, how they love their false idols as we send them their false idols 24/7, whether their false idol will be an expert or a scientist or a politician or a ball player or a pop star, a movie star, your doctor. They shall be glorified because they love their false idols. They trust their false idols, sire. Walk away from your false idols. Acknowledge them for what they are. Entertainment. Just entertainment. It's entertainment. That's all it is. You cannot go past that and believe what you're watching. Please, man, use your heart. Please, I'm begging you. It's time. It's time. It's go time. We are in the middle of something heavy right here. We are in the middle of an extreme humanity change. You're either going to think with your heart and love and understanding and take your time, or you're going to allow hate and anger infiltrate you, control you, and take you over. Man, I pray to God you don't do that and you start walking in a path that'll make your life healthier. Healthy mind, healthy spirit, healthy heart. See you next time in the Breuniverse.
Take a look around and what do you see? Mark the date down tonight, we'll make it history.
Hey, this is Jim Breuer, and I got my own Patreon page, and hopefully you'll check it out. Live comedy concert streamed once a month. Early access to the Breuniverse podcast every single week, and have bonus footage and bonus segments. I promise you I'm not going to let you down. Go check out my official Jim Breuer Patreon page, and I'll see you there.
How many people are like, I thought this was a stand-up show. Like, what's going on? I apologize.